100,000 subscribers. Wow. I could fit all of you into Wembley Stadium and still have a few thousand left outside. It's also the population of Gillingham here in the UK. I'm truly honoured, I really am. When I started this channel, I never ever would have guessed that I'd been at this point already. But here we are, and what better way to celebrate than a funny comments / Q&A video. As most of you probably see, I try to read every comment, good or bad. Where do you think those little red hearts come from? But every once in a while, I'll come across a comment that I'll make note of, and they're perfect for videos like this. So strap yourself in for some of the funniest and most ridiculous comments you're likely to see. The first comes from Richard, who says, "So sad to hear about your recent HIV positive diagnosis. You look like you've lost a lot of weight already. So sad to be outed to your children and family in that way in the local Hampshire newspaper. I hope the court case against you goes well, but to be honest, flashing little boys is not on, Daniel. No matter how clever you are, not cool, my friend. Keep on fighting." Well, I can assure you, Richard, that my health is fine, and there are currently no court cases against me for anything, but I'm sure most of you already knew that. I will keep on fighting though, Richard, so thanks for that. Next up, we have Flatman, who seems to have noticed something. At 5'15", you show a perfect female finger ratio. I think you've just been caught out, tranny. Well, there you go. Who'd have thought it? I've got a distinctly female finger ratio. What are you going to do? Next up, we've got Liesel Alexander, who said, "You are a dildo, dude." Wow, that's just lovely, isn't it? Next. Martin is clever and not stupid and does not have a dickhead haircut like you, Simon Dan. Thanks for that, Mark. I'm not really sure what a dickhead haircut is, but I'll assume it's derogatory. By the way, the man in question, Martin, who hasn't got a dickhead haircut, has got this haircut. Just for reference. Billy Stagg up next, who's got a point about documents. "Your videos are shit. You can't even try and debunk the government documents I commented on your last video to try and do. Because of course they cannot be debunked, and you do not touch on them because you don't want to look like a fool." You are right, Billy. I would look like a fool for addressing those government documents, especially when you think that those governments believe that the earth is flat. There would have been no coming back from that. Witch's Bane jumps on the insult bandwagon next as he exclaims, "Simon Dan, you look like a little rat bastard. Roffle. I'm 6'3", hardly small for a rat. Perspective is always an issue, isn't it?" Oh, hang on, the insults continue. Dean Wright has something to say. "Simon Dan, you never cease to prove what a total wanker you are. Thank you." Not sure why he's thanking me here. You're welcome, Dean. I think. Kevin Michael's up next, who's noticed something going on in the background. "You are an indoctrinated, ignorant fool with a dinosaur pecking at your head behind you." The dinosaur isn't real, Kevin, just so you know. Right Cheezel 2 has something to say too. Let's look. "Dear Dan, please provide evidence of globe instead of talking shit, douchebag." He wants evidence of the globe, does he? It's not a celebrity video without the yodeler. Gary Ryan up next. Let's have a look. "Simon Dan, the lying man Dan, shut the up, you dumb Okay, next. "Urgent message for Bedpan Dan, the brain dead man. I hate repeating myself, but unfortunately there are still many people like yourself who cannot or will not face up to the truth of reality. Some objects are denser than other objects. Likewise, some people are denser than other people. For example, anyone who believes they live on a giant spinning ball, hurtling and spiraling, doing all sorts of blah 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 blah, indoctrinated lies and BS to the innocent and unsuspecting school kids that don't know any better. You disgust me, you slimy moron." Bedpan Dan, that's one of the best yet. In fact, that beats Pie Man Dan. "Simple Simon Dan, you're more like a pie man, Dan. You are a complete joker clown. Yeah, I love a good pie. Love a good pie. Could be onto something there. Let's continue. Morgan Farrell gets original with this one. Ha 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 ha, you're a moron. And then the peak level 1 unloads a load of commas at me. That's Dan in the corner. That's him in the spot. Light. Losing his virginity. I mean religion. 4 kids and a wife equals not a virgin. There's a comeback there somewhere, but I respect blow up plastics too much. Bookstrauss up next in what I can only assume is coming off the back of an emoji addiction. Yeah, of course the moon landings happened. F***ing unicorns are real along with Santa Claus. F***ing retarded little gimps. Well, another rude one there, sorry about that. Not a fan of these insulting ones. What's next? Jellybean head, stop being a knob jockey, wipe your chin. Ah, there's a pattern here, isn't there? Another? Doctor Who wannabe looking as knob head, just saying. Next. F*** you little NASA fanboy, you're such a good little indoctrinated dipshit. Oh, come on, really? There must be someone out there with a decent comment. Okay, who's next? Paul App. Right, he looks like a nice guy. Simon Dan, you are one of the most annoying little mummy's boys, pathetic little freaks I've ever seen on YouTube. Tell me, do you ever leave your mummy's house? Because you have absolutely zero clue about reality. There's no way your shit little videos are not 100% scripted for you by whichever group of scumbags you have sold your dirty little soul to. Get a life or try and get a clue, you pathetic little prick. Okay, I'm going to try my email instead. Let's see what we've got here. This one's from Liam. Dear utterly deranged weirdo, you can see the moon in perfect focus from your backyard with a pair of birdwatching binoculars and see every detail on it. Okay, let's move on a bit. The spaceman pretending to set down on the side of the moon facing us, but the recordings show them on the top of the moon. Lol, how can you be so pitifully deranged? Right. Ooh, Daniel, you are an utter disgrace. You're a pitiful and pathetic, shameless, shameful, horrible, lost, bizarre, strange and grotesque person. And I really love how your cartoon avatar of you makes you look debonair and good looking and with a full head of hair, but in real life you look tired, desperate, ugly and bald. Just things that make everything about you so much more cringy and creepy. You are a disgusting creep. No offence. No offence taken, I think. Let's have a short interlude.
Or a melon being sailed by brave Magellan. Yet you ask, is this all true? What the hell, what's wrong with you? Like a snowball or a beat.
Right, okay, let's move on and start reading some questions out. I posted on the community tab a couple of weeks ago that we'll be doing this and to put on there some questions and that I'll answer them for you. So we're going to record this one on the fly and see how we go. Okay. Right, first up we've got Christy K, who says, what's your job outside of YouTube? My job outside of YouTube is I own a tuition company that tutors children between 11 and 16 in maths and science. That's my main job outside of YouTube. Joss Greaves says, congrats dude, maybe a little background info on yourself. What made you get into science? What made you start your YouTube channel? And just a bit of info on yourself in general. Well done, dude. Josh, so I've loved science my whole life through being a kid and an adult. I read a lot of scientific books. I've got A-levels in maths, physics, environmental science and geography, as well as a BTEC in sports science. And I'm currently, as we speak, about 2/3 of the way through an Open University degree in astronomy and planetary science. So I'm studying whilst making videos, which is really helpful with a lot of the points I have to do. McToon, if I order a full-size Simon body pillow, will it arrive by Christmas? Good one, McToon. Jam, do you think the flat earth community will die when touristic space travel is achieved? You can only imagine that it would do. However, they'd say something stupid like the windows of the spaceship are curved, which means it's making the Earth look curved. It would be something stupid like that. They'll always have something. Mass89, has there ever been any evidence provided by a flat earther to make you wonder, even for a moment, that they might be onto something? No, not at any point have I thought, ooh, hang on a sec. Never. Cheshire Cat, I think you should do a bloopers reel of your stupid moments. Hey, we all have them, and anyone who says they don't is lying. Yes, I've got a lot. I've started recording properly, so without reading the script, I've been trying to memorise the script and do it. I've got a lot of bloopers. I'll put them all together in one video for you guys to see. Daryl Lawson, okay, this may be a silly question, but how can we make it special for you? You work so hard on the content to provide us with entertainment that makes us laugh and provide us with knowledge that some of us may not already have known. Daryl, just watching is enough for me. Really, mean that. Thank you. Adam Maccabi, what is the tattoo on your arm? It is, okay, I had a lot of questions about this. So it's like a nebula scene here of a few planets. I've got the Apollo 11 command module there. And then in a ring around here, I've got some of the scientists through history that have been an influence to me. You probably see a few of them in the videos. And then here, I've got the space shuttle rocket. That's going to trigger a lot of flat earthers. If you could meet one person, dead or alive, who would it be? You don't ever really talk about personal matters, so it'd be cool to hear who your idols are. That's from WWTTFF Careys, I think. Richard Feynman is one who I'd absolutely 100% love to meet, dead or alive. So he's probably the number one. Living, it would probably be David Attenborough. Jim Havelock, not a question, but pondering why are so many of these flat earthers and conspiracy theorists from the US? What's happened to rational thought in the country I live in? Jim, there's a lot from the UK, a lot more than I think people realise. I would say it's probably even, actually. Fight the Flat Earth. How did you start your crusade? Oh no, Fight the Flat Earth. Why did you start your crusade against Flatardia? I used to watch Cosmic Skeptic quite a lot, who's a YouTuber. He does some great videos. And he did an episode on Flat Earth once. And I watched it and I thought, I just can't believe it. I can't believe these people are out there. So I was watching more and more and more. And I thought, I need to start trying to show these people they're wrong, basically. And that's kind of how it all started. So Fight the Flat Earth, thank you. Charity Shepherd, I don't have a question. I just wish you had been my physics professor at university. I've always been a biology and anatomy and physiology whiz, but physics, no. I worked my tail off and only under C. Charity Shepherd, thank you very much. Bogart Pokiana Airsoft, I think. Has a flat earther reached out to you and said you changed his or her mind by watching your videos? Not a diehard flat earther, but I've had a couple of people say to me that they've been on the fence and watching my videos have brought them back to reality. Yes. Flat Earth Debunker. Do you think Flat Earth is a scam and people bought into it, or everyone is stupid? Lol. Flat Earth Debunker, I think that there are two types of Flat Earthers. One type who genuinely believe it, and the other type who are only doing it to attain some sort of financial gain or, relevance or something like that. Matthew Killich, if the Earth is a sphere, as you say, how come my dad hasn't come home after 15 years when he said that he was going round to the shops? Checkmate, no Simon Dan. Matthew, you got me. Zilon, do you think most of the flat Earths you respond to are serious or just dedicated trolls? Also, why are so many of these insane conspiracy theorists British? As I just said, I think there's two types. Trolls are going to be in the type that know that the Earth's not flat. Adrian Hardyall, try and argue from the idiot side, play devil's advocate, see if you can make a case for flat Earth. I wonder if it's even possible. Nope, I don't think it is. Kelly B, while in public, do you look at people and try to guess if they're flat earthers? Do you worry about the intelligence of the average person? I do sometimes think when I'm in public if they're flat earther or not. When in the queue at Subway, queuing for lunch, I wonder who in the queue could be a flat earther. I often think that. Take in S2, can you tell us your top 5 flat earth / conspiracy debunking YouTube channels? Oh, there's so many. My top 5. I love Cool Hard Logic, Greatest Sapien, Conspiracy Cats, Who else? I love Team Skeptic. And Reds Rhetoric. Perry Plays, Dear Simon and Dan, I asked you this in your last video and you highlighted it. That really did make my bad day loads better, so thank you, but how do you manage to stay sane? Greetings from Switzerland. Greetings, Perry. I stay sane simply because I try and think of what I'm doing as a methodical kind of job. I'm not investing any emotion in it when I'm trying to write the script and things like that. Otherwise, it would just be impossible. So I have to treat it very much as a job, and I'm doing it for the purposes of making the video, and I'm not acting on it emotionally, because otherwise it will be, sanity will be gone. Oliver Clifford, all right, Dan, can you answer who your favourite scientists are and who most inspired you to get into science? I remember watching Sir Patrick Moore on the sky at night. He inspired me to look up to the sky. Patrick Moore is fantastic, but as I said, Richard Feynman, 100%, David Attenborough, Richard Dawkins. There's loads. There's so many to mention. James Cunningham, have you ever lost your temper with another flat earther, not including the time where a science book was ripped up in a supermarket? James, I haven't ever lost my temper. Like I said, I try and be methodical about it and logical. I'm sure there'll be a time in the future, though. I'm sure there will be. Lost Annie, do you have some favourite science experiments? Would you show us, please? I had enough of that nonsense from flatties. I want to see some proper experimenting. I do, Lost Annie, I do, but I'm going to keep them under wraps because I've got big plans for videos regarding some of those experiments in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Drew Nepley, explain your tattoos. They look rad, thank you. I've done that one. Dusan Mitic, if you get kidnapped by a flat earther and he has determined to execute you, what method of execution would you choose? Death by boredom, by explaining the flat earth theory. RNT, what's your job? Great videos, I'll follow you from Italy. Hi RNT, as I said, my job, I'm a private tutor, maths and science. Internal outbursts, if you could choose a planet to explore without consequences or hard done to yourself, which planet would you choose and why? It would have to be Mars, 100% Mars. I am in love with that planet, Mars. Love it. Everything about it is fantastic. And I will study it as much as I can going forward. Owen Lloyd, is the Earth flat all round? Thanks, Owen. And David Price, why is there a millennium-long conspiracy against a small subset of deranged lunatics just to hide basic geometry from them? Exactly, David. Why is there? I think we clearly know that there isn't. Right, that about wraps up the 100,000 subscriber special episode. I did go out onto the public streets to try and get some interviews with the public about what they know about Flat Earth. However, not many people spoke to me because they were too busy or they didn't want to talk about the subject. So I think I need to be a bit more professional. I'm going to take a cameraman with me, have questions prepared, everything like that. And I'll make a full episode on that at some point in the future. So watch out for that. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. The new subscribers for joining, the old subscribers for still sticking around. Really appreciate it. And I guess the next big one will be 200k. See you all on Tuesday where we're looking at chemtrails. Thanks very much. Bye bye.